What is up, my mates of YouTube? My name is Aussie Marcel, and in today's video we're going to be looking at the brand new Davidoff fragrance, Cool Elixir. So, if you want to find out a little bit more as to what I think about this one, the few times that I've worn it, my impressions of it, then stay tuned and let's get into the video. So Davidoff Cool Elixir is one of the latest Davidoff fragrances. It is, I want to say it's a flanker of Cool Water, but it isn't a Cool Water fragrance, it is Cool Elixir. So whether or not that's a shortened or a condensed version of Cool Water Elixir, well, I guess that's up to you to decide. Personally, I don't think this has much in common with Davidoff Cool Water or any of the flankers at all. But with that being said, here is the packaging. Looks somewhat classy and sophisticated. You've got a deep navy blue with gold accents. Not too bad at all. And here is the back for you. Top note, Rose Oxide. Heart note, Lavender Absolute. Base note, Oud Accord. And we are going to open up this bad boy. Here is the inside of the packaging. And here is the bottle. The shape of the bottle itself is reminiscent of Davidoff Zeno, which is a classic old school men's scent. This one doesn't really have a lot in common with that, but the cap is annoyingly difficult to remove. I mean, it just requires probably about 50% more force than a cap typically does. So you go to remove it, it's like, wait a second, I actually have to exert a little bit of force here. Oh my fucking lord. And just one more time, I will show you the fragrance. Not too bad. There's the batch details and whatnot if you want to Google that for yourself. Okay, so the biggest surprise for me with Cool Elixir is how different it smells on the tester strip versus how different it smelled on my skin. So on the tester strip, atomizer is very solid, by the way. If you are a fan of powerful atomizers, this one is pretty solid. Initially, as the fragrance permeates the air, I was reminded of Calvin Klein's Defy lineup of fragrances. There's the Eau de Toilette, that's the Parfum, and that is the Eau de Parfum. It's the Parfum in particular I was comparing it to. This one right here can be found, I believe it was $100 for 200 ml of the fragrance. So $50 per 100 ml is pretty good value. And Davidoff Cool Elixir, I picked this one up when it came in at the introductory price of $40 at Chemist Warehouse. Although several of you guys have dropped in the comments that this is now $50. For that $50, I still think this is an incredible value. Whether you're paying $40 or $50, it is very solid value. Performance is incredible. And after the fragrance has macerated in the bottle a little bit, like after I've used it a couple of times, it has developed more of that rose after I've let it develop and macerate in the bottle a little bit, it has developed a significantly more pronounced rose and oud quality to the scent. It's less of that creamy vanilla and that sort of Sauvage Elixir lavender quality to it. So on the tester strip now, in comparison when I first tried it, you do actually get, in the background, there is this little warmth, there is this, and I think it's mostly synthetic, but there is a pronounced oud quality to it that just gives this one that intrigue that it lacked when I first tried it. So if you're unimpressed with the fragrance initially, please let it sit for a couple of weeks, because I am much happier with the way this smells now than when I first tried it. On the skin, you get even more of that rose and even more of that oud, and significantly less of the lavender. On the tester strip, you do get those florals. They're front and center more than anything else here, and you do get a touch more of that creamy vanilla. You have to know it to really understand what I'm talking about, but it's something that all of the Defy fragrances have as well. Now for that $40 to $50 price point, you're getting a scent that's going to last you 12 hours plus with one spray, a single spray, and I was struggling to remove it in the shower. I had to wash myself twice. That's how potent this one is, and I could still detect it after that. So again, be careful how many sprays you apply. Your skin chemistry, you may not get quite as good performance out of it, but for me it was pretty special. Honestly, pretty impressed with this one. Does it topple Cool Water, the OG? For me, no it doesn't. I'm going to be reaching for that one significantly more than I am for this. It's just the versatility of Cool Water, there's no situation that Cool Water won't work in. Even if you're like, a really formal setting, like a wedding or something like that, Cool Water is still going to work. This, though, is probably a great introduction, Cool Elixir that is, to a more Middle Eastern style oud fragrance. Now, I'm saying that simply because after I've let it macerate in the bottle, it just has that oppressive kind of quality that you only really find in Middle Eastern perfumery. It's got such a heavy character to it, and that's the reason why I'm saying if you have never tried a Middle Eastern fragrance before and you want to transition from Western style fragrances to something more Middle Eastern, something that's going to maybe initially come across as a little more cloying, then this is going to make a fantastic introductory and transitionary scent for you. It is very strong. It's still aromatic. You've still got some of that creamy vanilla. But again, I think the oud here, as far as mainstream scents go, is pretty special. It isn't the most pronounced oud scent you're ever going to smell. It's not fecal, it's not stinky, it's not off-putting in any way, but you do get some of it in the background, especially after you let the bottle sit. So, with that being said, I want to know what your thoughts are on Davidoff's Cool Elixir. Let me know in the comments below, and until the next video, my name is Aussie Marcel, and I'll catch you guys around.